So, Fallout. Yes, yeah, it's getting a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes. Here's some of the reviews. We're going to take a look at it. I have watched 2 episodes. I'm not going to review it episode by episode. I will just watch the whole thing and review it because Amazon was really stupid and released the whole thing all at once. Normally, that would be a sign that they are worried. I don't understand why. This show is actually really good. I've really enjoyed the 2 episodes. Walton Goggins, of course, steals the show. The opening act of this show is amazing. Genuinely, episode 1 opening act is absolutely incredible. So I'm really excited to see where this show goes moving forwards. Genuinely. But I'm not going to review it. Consider that like a mini review, I guess. But let's take a look and see what everyone else is saying. And I will review it once it's all done. Done and dusted. When I've done and dusted it. Again, still really don't understand why they decided to release it all in one go. Very odd decision by Amazon. But look, it's got a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes. But people like, yeah, I mean, it's got a sort of green light for a second season. So, I mean, people love it. Why did they release it all at once? Why? I don't get it. Like, I genuinely don't get it. 87% audience. So we'll take a look at the audience first. Just because I think it's be interesting. Good fun adaptation, long-running video game series. The plot points at times seem to lose their steam. However, the show makes up for this with the other plot lines and returning to the other one once they're connected again, keeping it fresh. The thing about this show is it's based on a sandbox game with that kind of narrative, isn't it? Like, you have your main mission and you've got loads of side missions that you can choose to do. What they're saying there with the plot lines is, you know, it loses the steam, but that is how you play it. That does actually happen like that. So people like it. The meticulous attention to detail in this film, it's not a film, series, is truly remarkable. Newcomers to this universe will have no trouble piecing together parts of the rich lore. Meanwhile, fans will delight in the abundance of subtle nods to the game series, from bobbleheads to the iconic Pip-Boy interface. It's all there. Even to the interface of the armor. It's all there. You can see it. The heads-up display as they're there. So I'm liking it a lot. But let's see what the critics are saying. Try and get this bloody stupid thing up. 93%. For newcomers, such as this person from The Guardian, this intelligent, dryly witty, immaculately constructed series set in the Fallout universe fully captivates and entertains on its own terms. 5 out of 5. With a raft of unfolding mysteries, protagonists we care about, and a quest we want to see through to the end, Fallout is well situated to grow the loyal fan base that has kept the video game franchise going for 27 years. And I will say, and this will be in my review when I eventually do it, is that everyone's really flawed, which is great. That's what you want in a series. You know, you do want flawed people. You're following stories from individuals that are not perfect, and that's what you want. Yeah, literally no Mary Sue. With its razor-sharp wit 1950s soundtrack, I've really enjoyed the soundtrack so far. And stylish yet bloody violence, it is very, very gory. Much more gory than I thought it was going to be, actually. This is a strong contender for the best series you'll watch this year. I would agree with that, and I would also say, like, if I'm looking at this compared to The Last of Us, this is a much better adaptation than The Last of Us. Like, significantly better adaptation. There's certainly nothing you haven't seen before in other post-apocalyptic shows. However, the cast makes a strong case for their characters, and there's absolutely potential for something intriguing should the series be granted additional seasons. I mean, it is based on a game, but fine. Told in 8 bingeable episodes using a limited amount of CGI. That's true, there is not much. Fallout tracks the gory, R-rated, like dilemmas of 3 characters. That's the most basic review ever. For those who are new to Fallout, it'll leave them with a longing to venture out of the vault. It has actually made me want to play the game again, so there you go. A story of haves and have-nots. It manages to tread new ground within a genre that's been covered almost too extensively thus far, mining comedy from its most mundane horror elements. The 8-episode season exists in a vivid and captivating universe that will be familiar to gamers, though knowledge of the franchise isn't required, and that's true. And let's get to some negatives. There you go, there's a negative from Looper. Despite an evidently high budget, a prestigious ensemble cast, and a shamelessly violent approach, Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan's creation misses the point of what makes a game work on television. Does it? How big? I don't agree with that. I think it works fine. Let's have a look at another negative one. Fallout endlessly reprises the wholesome quaintness versus the grotesque of freakishly ruthlessness mode of apposition and fails to do anything remotely interesting with it. So far, for the 2 episodes I've seen, I've enjoyed it, so I'm surprised, but never mind. As season 1 concludes, there's less of a sense of anticipation for what comes next than general relief that this is a somewhat messy introduction, and the contortions to incorporate its eclectic roster of players is over. I would maybe put that down to them not knowing if they get a second season. An arc and overly familiar series with enough interesting performances and background details to keep it from being a waste of time, but not enough sparks on its own to be fully satisfying. It's from Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone are dog shit nowadays. I mean, they have been for a while, but my god, they're terrible now. So what's this review then? Is he sucking Neil Druckmann's D? He is. My god. Unfortunately, Neil Druckmann and Craig Marsden's series was a rare example of these adaptations hitting the jackpot. Yep, just sucking his D. Several factors played a vital role in why the show has found the perfect formula, one of them being how cinematic and character-driven the source material was in the first place to work in a different medium, a formula that couldn't just be copied and applied to another story with the same results. Amazon Prime's post-apocalyptic and retro-futuristic new show Fallout is likely one of the first casualties in the line of many we'll see in the coming years, despite an evidently high budget. That's so strange. They can hardly be blamed when the source material was quite unbalanced in the first place. With such a fluctuating level of quality the series delivered over the last 2.5 decades, Fallout couldn't have been farther from the right choice for adaptation. It wasn't made for that, obviously, and it would have taken a lot of reshaping, rewriting and changing its fundamentals to turn it into one, which the series didn't do. Ha! I mean, strong disagree there. And evidently, this is one time where critics and audiences generally agree with one another. I've enjoyed this so far. I mean, look, it might shit the bed when we get to the end of it, but I've enjoyed it so far. So, there you go. Fallout. That's what the critics are saying. Pretty much praised, to be fair. So, yeah. Can't use the word nuke in the title, which I desperately wanted to do. You know, Fallout nuked by critics. Ha! That would have been good. But yeah, they like it. And I like it. Anyway, I shall review it when it's all done. But what do you guys think? Have you seen it? Let me know down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.